So now we're officially live. You will notice the artist formerly known as Mike Charles is not here because this is a special edition of Raw Talks Live where I'm joined by, you can't see him, but it's Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Folklin.
How's it going?
Live on the scene. Now, I refer to you on this show as our official community manager, which is a title you don't seem to enjoy very much.
I just don't like anything being official.
Why not?
That's just too much responsibility.
What if I drop the O and you just become the CM, community manager?
Well, I work in retail, so customer service. If I get a person, like a customer that's like giving me a hard time, I instantly pass them off to a manager.
Yeah.
So So once I'm manager, I can't do that anymore. So I associate manager with that. Oh no, it's in my hands now. Why don't we just call me the community?
Whoa, you are the one-man community?
Oh, it doesn't sound good when you put it like that. I guess that wouldn't make too much sense.
I can live with it though.
Let's have the people come up with something.
I like that. But before we do that, let's get my official intro here, which I will never let go of.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? No, dude.
I'm never going to stop doing that. That is the official intro for the show. For the uninitiated Dan Dans who have never joined us for WWE Raw Talks Live before, what we do is I normally sit down on this show with the artist fully known as Mike Charles, who is not here. We got Steve Schneider with us this week, at Folkland on Twitter. We take every segment of Raw, and we go through it one by one, and we cover the whole fucking show. So what we're going to do at this point in time is we're going to take a second to bullshit a little bit, go around, spread the link around, make sure that our community is as big as possible. We get people in the live chat. We have a good conversation going. I got to be quick and hit this mute button so I don't talk over myself with my computer self.
Oh, by the way, I hope there's no echo or anything, guys, because we're doing the Skype thing.
Yes.
So once someone's in the chat, I guess we're gonna have to rely on them saying if there's an echo or not. If there is an echo, then I'm just gonna go like drown myself in the bathtub or something. We're gonna have to do this via mail.
I hope that doesn't have to happen because I like having you here for the show.
You know, it takes a while to fill up my bathtub too, so maybe I should get on that. Filling that up right now.
I don't think that's necessary. So we got Coulter is in the building, and we got System as well. System just says fuck. So I don't know why he says fuck. But guys, the people who are in the chat right now, is there an echo? Are there any audio issues? Because I've got Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Folkland, with us right now. Steve, tell him what's up, Steve.
Just want to let you know, I'm watching the video on on the YouTube thing, and I just saw the official intro, so there is a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Okay.
Every time we're live, like, that's one of the problems is I try to keep up with the chat, but as we're talking, we have to keep moving. I have to go back, read the chat, and see, like, oh, what the fuck was I talking about 30 seconds ago? And try to address it from there, which can be kind of annoying. But let me put this link up on Facebook real quick.
I posted on Reddit. What was that?
I have no idea. Was that you or me?
I hope I'm not being too loud. I'm probably going to get yelled at. But you know what? They can get fucked.
Get fucked, as No Taxes Nigel Bravo would say.
Adam DeVries said we sound fine, so I guess we're good to go with the Skype gimmick.
That's a good thing.
That is.
All right. Let's jump right into the show here. Now, I understand that you missed the first little chunk of the show, so I will hit you with those details a little bit, and then you tell me what you thought of it, all right?
Okay. Sorry for my phone volume being on. That is now on silent.
It's all right. I'm the biggest offender of that of all time. So here we go. I don't know who Rain Gaming is, but he's with us tonight. Anyway, Sting opened up Raw for the first time in history, and this was a crazy moment. Seeing Sting on Raw is still fucked up to me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something I never thought we'd ever see. And I know you're a bigger Sting fan than I am.
I mean,
you've been waiting for this for a long time. But I mean, even me as like a relatively, kind of, I never watched WCW. Like, it's still like unbelievable to me. But go on.
One thing I want to say about this is, what can we do? Can we have a petition to eliminate the what chant? Can we fucking get rid of this?
Yes, I definitely have that in my notes too.
People weren't wanting Sting, but as soon as Stephanie came out, because Stephanie shows up, she interrupts Sting and says, like, oh, you're the WCW guy, you're the last remaining soldier, and all these things. Basically calls him old, says he's a little late to the party, which was kind of funny. I like Stephanie here. But every time, and you know what? I kind of noticed that she was purposely trying to stay fast in order to not get the what in between what she was saying.
Right. And that's good. I think they guys need to learn how to do that. The more people do that, if you do that for a year, tell all the guys, say, hey, when you get your promos, don't take breaks. That'll give people no time to chant what, and eventually I hope they forget about it. But
there's that, but there's also the thing of, like, the guys shouldn't have to rush through their goddamn promos.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's annoying. And it's just, who is still having fun saying what? I mean, it's 13 years old at this point.
Right.
I'm over it. I did notice here that the LED apron has been added to the big show.
I noticed that too. That's pretty tight.
I don't mean the man Paul White. I mean the high-ups. What if Big Show had an LED apron and he wore it as like a kilt?
Oh my God, he's big enough that he could fit one.
I wonder how heavy it would be. He would need suspenders to keep it up.
Probably really heavy. But for those that aren't aware that what we're talking about, the LED sign apron facing the hard cam has been a regular stay in NXT for a while now, at least for their big shows. So when we're talking about it's nice seeing it on Raw, it's because we've seen it for a while now. So it's finally, I guess they're finally testing the waters to get it ready for Mania, which is tight because I think that's cool. I think that's a great advancement in technology. I mean, obviously you can do that in the 80s, but now that's really cool, and it creates, I think, more options. Like you can, instead of seeing the scroll feed ticker across the screen, like that can actually appear on the thing, could tell you about the rules or whatever. There's endless possibilities now with this technology. So I'd like to see that come into fruition. I don't know if I used that word correctly. Go on.
I think you did. I like it. I like the way you did that there. I like the fact that Sting and Triple H had no contact here. So for people like Coulter who missed Raw, Triple H, Stephanie comes out, she interrupts Sting. She's talking shit. Sting basically says, like, oh, I'm glad you came out, but you're a little brat and everything. Stephanie goes to make a slap. Sting catches it. And then while Sting is holding her wrist like, you done fucked up, Triple H's music hits. He comes out. He grabs the sledgehammer. Stephanie gives it to him. Gets in the ring. Sting has the bat, and Triple H backs down. The segment was a lot longer than that. They did a lot of look at Sting, look at Triple H, look at Sting, look at Triple H. But that was basically the whole thing of it, is Triple H backed down from Sting. And I like the fact that they held off on having them have any sort of contact together. Save it for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You have to.
Because if you give it away too early, like Rusev and Cena, not only, I can't speak tonight. Has anyone noticed that? Not only have they already had a match, but they're fucking each other up every week. How many times can we see one of the guys go to sleep? Like, it's not even special anymore.
Right, exactly.
When someone's going to go to sleep at WrestleMania, or they're going to tap out at WrestleMania, it's just going to be like, oh, well, we've kind of seen that.
Yeah, that was inevitable. Right.
So moving on, we've got Dean and R-Truth versus Stardust, and Luke Harper. I can't read my own fucking writing. I thought I wrote duct, like duct tape, which I was trying to figure out who that could be. I love little details in a wrestling match, and to me, the little details often come out as just instincts that guys have in the ring. Right. Stardust gets in the ring, and everyone's chanting Cody, which that's the new thing for him. Stardust backs up into the corner, and immediately Luke Harper covers Stardust's ears, which I just thought was hilarious.
That's good.
I did notice in this match that Dean and Luke Harper have the exact same gear. Gray tank top, jeans, and boots. It was exactly the same thing. And the biggest part of this match that I noticed is right behind Wade Barrett, who was on commentary, is fucking Paul Stanley.
Yeah, I thought that was
Did anyone else notice Paul Stanley behind the commentators? Because they didn't talk about him at all.
Well, they are in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, they were in Los Angeles. And if anyone follows Max Landis on Twitter, @UpToMyKnees, he was there tonight.
Oh, okay.
The man who is behind Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. If you haven't seen that, you should watch it.
Oh, God, I'm sending that to all my friends that don't even like wrestling. Like, just watch this!
I feel like it's made mostly, not mostly, but it's made just as much for people who love wrestling as have never seen wrestling before.
Right, right.
And they just happen to be those people who are, it's fake, right?
Exactly, yeah.
This match, there was really, the whole idea of this match was to just make everything seem chaotic the way it's going to in the ladder match, which they did.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Moving on, we're going to go quick because we're going to get caught up to the part where Steve started watching, so it's not me just talking the whole fucking time.
By the way, it wasn't the fact that I just didn't want to watch. I was at work. So,
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Well, according to some of the guys in the chat, they did watch Raw, and they said the opener was the best part. So maybe you got off light tonight. They played a video package for Roman, much like the one they did last week for Brock Lesnar, where Roman's saying, everyone thinks this about me, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be the champ. I like these video packages. I think Facebook, shut the fuck up. I think in this day and age, there's way too many in-ring promos. And
right, exactly.
These video packages, they get to show you what happened before. They get to tell you what's going to happen, and it gets it all across, in my opinion, a lot smoother and a lot better.
Right. And plus, I mean, if it was a pre-tape, I assume it was a pre-tape, guys, I would assume guys are more comfortable doing it rather than, doing it live. And plus, I've always thought that guys shouldn't be doing promos in the ring. The ring should be where the magic happens, where the business, like, we'll go to the ring if we need to. Like, so if you ever see two guys in a ring, it's because they're about to wrestle, not because they're about to have a discussion. I've always felt that way. It's such a minor detail that's always bugged me, but
yeah, I definitely agree. We got Adam DeVree, aka System, in the chat who says no love for the Star Child. It's just the WWE who wasn't giving him any love. I was giving him love. I put out a tweet that was like, "Is that fucking Paul Stanley? #Raw, #LoveGun." I mean, come on. But from there, there were several multi-man tag matches tonight, and this was the first of them. We got Miz Dow, Adam Rose, and The Ascension, who've been gone for over a month, versus Ryback, Zack Ryder, the Primetime Players, and Eric Rowan.
Wow.
What the fuck was this? What was this?
This was the annual, we got to get you guys on the show before your Andre the Giant Battle Royal match.
I put up a tweet, which is at IDS61Swift. I'm trying to do a plug, and I can't even get over my own fucking words here. Can you believe it?
I can, actually.
It's unbelievable. I put up a tweet that said, "This is the yearly We Have Nothing For You tag match." Which kind of sucks because there's a lot of guys in this match who are really good who I would like to have something going on, including The Ascension, but apparently I value them more than the writers do. One of the things I wrote down is, what the fuck with The Ascension? They came up and they were just treated with a what the fuck, basically, doing exactly nothing. Then they just disappeared, and now it's like, fuck, we need more guys. Yo, Ascension, get out there. I don't get it.
Rumor has it that Ascension was doomed to fail, and same with Adam Rose, because Kevin Dunn isn't a big fan of Triple H and NXT. So whenever these Triple H pet projects get brought up, Kevin Dunn makes sure that, they're not utilized, and that's a rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but that would make a lot of sense because Kevin Dunn is in Vince's ear more than anybody else, from what I gather. And Kevin's like, "Oh, these guys suck, blah blah blah." So it gets in Vince's head, and Vince, writes them off. And apparently, as soon as Triple H takes over, Kevin Dunn is the first person getting the axe. So hopefully that's true.
That'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
If only the rumors are true that Kevin Dunn is this maniacal in-the-ear character that the internet has painted him to be.
Well,
if it turns out he's a quality dude.
The shaky camera will at least be gone.
Yeah.
So thank God.
Yeah, that's
Kevin Dunn.
Not just the shaky camera, but one of the things that always drove me crazy, and it drove the artist crazy as well, who is not here tonight, was every time Cesaro would do the swing, the camera would go like this. And it's like they would zoom in and pull out and zoom. What the fuck was that? What was that trying to get across?
They've been doing that for a while, bro.
I know, but what is that? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It ruins it. It absolutely ruins it.
There's another small detail that I don't know if anyone else picked up on tonight, but Rose's gear is completely different. No longer does he have the black with the green trim and it says Adam Rose or there's a picture of a rose or whatever, but his tights were black with white lightning bolts that said Adam Rose. It was fucking Hogan's tights when he was Hollywood Hogan. It's exactly what it was.
That's tremendous.
Oh,
what
man.
To, the short-lived trio with Adam Rose and the Uppercats. Was there a payoff for that?
No, of course not. They needed Adam Rose for a fucking week because they just needed someone, so they put him out there, and now they're over it. It's just like the Ascension. It's not going to be like the Ascension becomes like Miz's new guys or they're friends with Adam Rose. It's just like, fuck, what are we going to do? Let's do that.
You know, a great way to save the Ascension would be, say something happens and Triple H gives Kane and Big Show the boot.
Mm-hmm.
Have Ascension take their place. Have Sheamus jump in. That's the spot. These guys are on TV all the time. They don't need the TV time. That would make the Ascension huge players.
I really like that idea.
Well, that's why you pay me the big bucks.
Anyway. Moving on from there, I don't even remember who won this fucking match, but it's not important because this match was nothing. Moving on, we've got Rollins and J&J versus Orton because they did a little vote that was like, oh, you can vote who faces Randy Orton, Big Show, Kane, or Rollins and J&J. Now, full disclosure, I was setting up the background here and ordering a pizza, and I don't know what the fuck happened in this segment. Usually when that happens, the artist is here and he can kind of cover a little bit, but let's just assume Randy Orton murdered J&J. Seth went away because he's a coward, and then they'll wrestle at WrestleMania. Can we call it fair?
Hey man, I can't imagine anything else would have happened.
Cool. Moving on. We're going quick here. This is working well. Paige and AJ are backstage. We see Paige putting on her makeup. She's such a pretty lady. And here's one of the things I noticed. She wasn't even in a fucking locker room. She was just like in the hallway looking at a mirror. Like
that's because she's edgy.
Oh, she's so edgy, bro. She's got to be outside the locker room. No friends, too edgy.
That's funny.
So AJ walks up and she was like, hey, so Nikki said one of us can have a title match and she wants us to like be mad at each other and then turn on each other before WrestleMania. So like, what the fuck? And then Paige is like, I'm taking the title match. So we got Paige versus Nikki. Did you see this part?
No, but that was a great Valley Girl impression.
Well, they were in LA, so it was pretty it was pretty Valley tonight. We had this whole hashtag Give Divas a Chance thing that went on. Remember?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Never forget 9/11.
So the Divas have been getting more time, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. They're having a match. They're wrestling through the commercial.
Right.
But one of the things that kind of stuck out to me as annoying was they're trying to give the Divas like equal time that maybe the guys would get, but they're doing it in the wrong way, in the sense that in the middle of this match, like let's just say Paige hits a snapmare, Cole just starts going, we've got a lot of different types of divas on the roster here, Booker. You know what I mean? We've got Paige, who has been described as gothic. We've got AJ, who is quirky and cute. And it was like, dude, don't try to give a description of every character on the fucking roster. It was just, it came off as really try hard, which was kind of bullshit.
Right.
But here's the thing I noticed. Nikki and Cody Stardust are both using the Alabama Slam. They're both using it like every week. How often has this happened where two people on the roster are using the exact same like signature move?
Who'd you say were using the Alabama Slam?
Stardust and Nikki are both using it.
You know why Stardust is using it?
Is it a Bob Holly reference?
Because they were a tag team together.
So why is Nikki using it?
Because, dude, I don't know.
She's from where the fuck is she from? Georgia? What does she have to do with Alabama?
I guess it's just an easy move for a chick to do. Would be I don't know. I'm just saying there's a reason. Look, I'm just the messenger. I'm just saying there's a reason why Cody's using it. I don't know why she's using it, but I digress.
I'm trying to keep up with the chat here, but I'm having a little bit of trouble. Rain Gaming, I hope I'm saying that right. RHANE says that he said a while ago that it was Jobberville on Raw before Mania during that big tag team match, which I can't really argue with. But Caval, John Morrison, and Cody Rhodes all used to do Title Crush at the same time.
Huh.
What the hell is Title Crush?
I don't know the names of moves.
I don't either.
Sounds right.
Hold on. Rain Gaming says, there's so many types of divas in WWE. The cute one, the goth one, go fuck yourself. Which is good. Rain Gaming, I'm glad you joined us tonight.
Every diva is pretty much just a regular diva, or then the occasional crazy lesbian diva.
Yeah.
That's like half for them.
Well, when's the last time we had a lesbian diva?
Paige was kind of teetering on.
She was teetering.
Well, PG, so you can't really flat out say lesbian. Because
yeah, you can. PG doesn't.
Yeah, I know, but with the WWE.
You could have gay characters on a TV PG show. You just can't watch them fucking.
Yeah, but then you have the GLAAD coming in.
That could make a great tag team. So we've got. I really liked this match. We've got for the one of the first times in a long time that I can remember. There are layers to a Divas match. You've got they're trying to tear us apart. No, they're not. I'm taking the title match. So they do the thing. They go through a commercial. What you didn't see because you were at work, you didn't catch the beginning of the show, was Paige rolls out of the ring and AJ comes over and throws Brie on the ground. Like, fuck you, you're not getting involved.
Okay.
Paige comes up behind AJ and taps her on the shoulder to basically say, thanks for having my back. AJ doesn't know who it is and elbows the dog shit out of Paige, which ends up costing her the match.
Oh, no!
How often do we have layers like this in a Divas match? It almost never happens.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I just got a text from my buddy Giuseppe who said in all caps, where is the artist? The artist had some personal? I can't talk. Man, just Seagal myself and call it a day. The artist had some personal shit going on, so he's not able to be here tonight. So I'm joined by Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Folklin, at Folklin on Twitter. What's up?
Clearly, I'm not welcome here with Giuseppe texting you in all capital letters.
Well, see, the thing is, the artist is normally the other boy. Because I'm the dad on the show. He's the boy on the show. But we need to figure out a better way to do this so people can see you. And they don't think I'm just talking to some disembodied voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that bullshit.
And we didn't decide to do this until about an hour ago. So
that's very true. Like, I was getting the text as driving home. We were discussing this.
Rain Gaming says three-way with Paige and AJ. I don't know.
He said that would get Reigns cheered, I think. I think that would get a lot more heat because of all those jealous fuckboy guys in the crowd. Oh, Reigns gets everything. He gets a title push. He gets to have family gatherings with The Rock and Rikishi. And now he gets Paige and AJ.
They should form a tag team called Paige.
Did you hear that they were asking members for names? And the possible tag team name for them would be Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, boy.
White and Nerdy.
Oh, no.
And then Paige tweeted AJ and just said, how about PAIJ? Or IAJ. Like, Paige together. Which is something WWE would make them do. But
why does everyone need a tag team name?
I think, I mean, it'd be more like if they had people on TV be like, hey, we're tagging a lot. We should come up with a name. Like, explain that. Like, all the great tag teams have names rather than just one day just be like, okay, these guys are tagging together. They're called this now. If you and I were in a wrestling, like, dude, all right, so we're going to be a tag team now. Like, let's think this over. Like, explain that. Like, show that.
They don't have time, dude. They only have 5 hours a week to get across the message that they're trying to do.
Got to get that Burger King plug in there.
Oh, they got that Burger King. I cannot speak. I'm a broken boy. I'm a broken dad, and I should jump out the dad window. I don't know where the dad window is, though. So after that, we've got Snoop comes to the ring because this is
what I picked up.
this is super important that Snoop Dogg is there on Monday Night Raw, and he needs a lot of time. So he comes out, and he's talking his bullshit, doing whatever. I don't really care what he said because it doesn't matter. Axel comes out because he was like, what the hell is Snoopomania? Go fuck yourself. It's all about Axelmania.
Which I thought was awesome, by the way.
It was. I like the whole Curtis Axel thing. I want Curtis Axel on TV every week. But Snoop gets on the microphone and he goes, I think you're forgetting about the one mania that matters. And then Hogan comes out.
Were you thinking Beatlemania? Because I was.
I was not. I was thinking Paul Stanley Mania.
I was going to put in my notes, I wrote Snoop Dogg in 2015. Probably because he was cheaper than Nickelback.
Oh. Remember when they used Nickelback as the Raw song, the intro song for years?
Yes, it was the worst.
It was god awful.
Also, I put in my notes, Snoop is wearing a bandana onesie, and he looks like a gangster toddler.
I wrote down he's wearing a body bandana. System says he wants chicken fries so bad. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Snoop says, you're forgetting about the one mania that matters, Hulkamania. Why does no one know that Hulk Hogan is in the building? Yeah, only Snoop Dogg knows that Hogan is here. And he told Hogan backstage, yo, be ready when I call you.
I have a feeling that Curtis Axel is going to interrupt me.
Yeah. And Hogan was standing next to like the PA system. So he hit his own theme music and then came out like, oh, here we go.
No, the way it works is wrestlers have little plastic or metal things on their feet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Slide over. It plays their theme song, like that Titantron Live gimmick.
Yeah.
That was real life. That's what it's real. So it works.
That's fantastic. See, now I didn't know that Titantron Live was based on real life shit.
Yeah, that's why whenever someone's coming to save the day, their music always plays, even if they don't want it to. It's because that thing on their shoe goes right over the sensor.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. Wow, I see. You know, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, do they only sign people who are naturally born with Titantron Live capabilities, or is it a surgery that comes with the contract?
Well, no, it just goes onto the boot, so there's no actual contract required. And then when they change their theme song, they have to get new boots. That's about it.
Oh, so it's in the boot. I thought it was in the foot.
I meant boot. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So, no, I think you said boot, but I just imagined foot because I for whatever reason, I pictured the most violent thing possible.
They go hand. Now, I don't know how they do it with Rusev, though. I mean, that's why he wears the tape. That makes sense.
That's amazing. I didn't even think about that. He probably, he's got his in the tape. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I love Curtis Axel's gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fantastic. Finally gives him a reason for anyone to care about him, which is great. Because for the longest time, we had, look at this, Rikishi's kids, IRS's kids, Dusty Rhodes' kid, and Mr. Perfect's kid. And nobody gave a shit about Mr. Perfect's kid.
Well, the reason nobody gave a shit is because in 5 minutes when I make my way to the ring, 5 minutes from now, this time.
Right.
Look at the... It was that terrible promo he cut that I think soured him with a lot of people for a long time.
Genesis of McGillicuddy.
Oh my God. For anyone who hasn't seen the Genesis of McGillicuddy, just YouTube that. Just YouTube Curtis Axel bad promo and I guarantee it'll come up.
Right now, at this particular moment, in this ring.
I think someone on a message board had that as their signature. It was like it was like a picture of him with a microphone like this, and the entire transcript of what he said took up the whole fucking photo. Yeah, it was so goddamn funny.
Right?
Giuseppe says he tunes in for the artist. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Go fuck yourself. This was a fun segment, and having Hogan come out like this, I thought was a great surprise. I loved it.
Absolutely, and it didn't really bury Axel too much.
No.
I mean, there isn't really much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really have Axel kind of, one-up Hogan. I mean, it's Hogan, the star power there. You can't have Hogan go down for Axel. Well, he didn't necessarily say anything that hurt his character other than, hey, Snoop, this guy must be smoking where you're smoking, which I thought was hilarious.
It was funny, yeah. And even Axel at first was just like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this was a good segment, but and as far as like it didn't really bury Axel, there's a lot of people, not that you're one of them, I'm just saying you brought the word up and it makes me think of it.
Oh,
there's a lot of people on the internet who don't know what the fuck it is to bury someone.
No.
They think if someone loses a match that they got buried, and that's not what that means.
Oh, it drives me insane. Insane. I don't even want to get into it.
No.
I'll start thinking I'm going to get really mad and just stupid people. Okay, now I'm going to start ranting now, but hear me out. A lot of people think they're a lot smarter than they actually are just because they post on a certain message board and they see other people say big words. It's like being a little kid. You know, you hear adults say this word every now and then, like the word apparently. Then you start using apparently all the time, and you don't know what it is. So, apparently, I have never been on live TV before. You know, and that's just what it comes down to. So when you have 5,000 people using the word bury because nobody understands what it is, they just think they do, then 5,000 people, pretty much the majority rules, nobody knows what bury means. And it just drives me insane.
People fuck up the word apparently like they fuck up the word literally.
Right,
it's like, dude, I was walking down the street and I literally tripped and blew my fucking head off. And it's like, no, you didn't, dude. You tripped and then like you almost hit your chin.
Right. Okay. Now we're gonna start ranting. So let's move on.
We'll move on. We got a 6-species tag team clusterfuck or something.
Also, real quick, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
When Hogan and Snoop were posing, there was somebody in the crowd dressed up like Hulk Hogan, and he took his shirt off and just had the saddest belly I've ever seen.
That's amazing. I didn't see that. Pause for 1 second.
Oh my god, I couldn't miss it. It was so goddamn funny. He even like threw his shirt like back behind him, and someone behind him caught it.
That's fantastic.
So freaking hilarious. But I'm sorry. On to the next one.
Rain Gaming says John Cena will bury Rusev. Fact. No, he won't. No, he won't. I hope you're being sarcastic because that's not what that fucking means.
He's just trolling.
Okay, so we've got the Fact Cats, right? Is that what do you call them?
Upper
Cats and Natty, Natalia, versus the Matadors and the Little Bull Boy.
And my first note is one of the Matadors looks a lot leaner and better shape. It's a shame no one gives a shit about them.
I wrote down, I'm annoyed that the Matadors all of a sudden are supposed to matter.
Right, yeah, out of nowhere.
Like, first of all, you'd be hard pressed to get me behind a fucking team that calls themselves Los Matadores and just looks like that, and the fucking music, the whole thing. I'm not for it. But give these guys something to do, or at least if you're going to give them this shitty gimmick, give them something to do with it. You know, I wouldn't hate them just because they have dumb gear or like a dumb song or whatever, but god damn it, just because it's WrestleMania, they need tag teams because they can't do it throughout the year, and now I'm annoyed.
The worst thing that could have happened to the Los Matadors happened, and that was Torito. As soon as he debuted, people immediately turned off the Matadors, and they focused on him. So the Bull outshined the Matadors, and I think that really hurt them because I do like the fact that it's Primo and Epico because they weren't doing anything. So instead of getting rid of, because I mean they're talented, I guess. I mean they're nothing special, but instead of just firing them, they gave them something new to work with, which I like repackaging like that rather than firing someone. But it's just they're not doing anything with it. The most talented member and most entertaining member is a Bull, and he's not even supposed to be the focal point. So they're about as successful as the Ascension.
The only other thing I wrote down for this match was just boo.
I wrote down, so it's an interspecies match, so that means women are allowed to wrestle animals. I think I've seen a couple of videos on the internet with stuff like that.
Oh, man. I don't know this shit on YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
And I have no idea what the Usos are talking about with the double date because I don't watch Total Divas.
Here's the thing. No, they talked about it on Raw for fucking 3 months already.
Yeah, but like not everyone watches. And is that what the feud is based on?
No, the feud between the Cats and the Usos.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, I guess like I think it was like 2 months ago they did this thing where Natalia and the Usos' wife and the one Uso were out for dinner. And so
Right.
Kid was supposed to show up to join them for this fucking double date. He shows up with Cesaro, and then they get into some bullshit and they all fight, and then Natalia's just like, oh, you're an asshole too, and then everybody leaves together. And they showed this on Raw every week for like 3 fucking months. I'm so tired of it.
So, okay, but they're really putting this over. In fact, it was 2 months ago. Get over it, guys.
Yeah,
Aren't
definitely.
we adults here?
When I think what's continuing the feud is the fact that the Cats did win the titles. So now the Usos are like, oh, fuck you guys. It was that before, but now you have our shit. We want it back.
And I gather they're trying to base feuds off of Total Divas to get Total Divas ratings, which I think it should be the other way around. You know, like Total Divas shouldn't be their focal point in using 3 hours, any hour of Raw to boost that ratings. It should be the other way around.
I agree.
But that's
what kind of ratings does Total Divas get? Because they're in like season 3. It's got to be doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, from what I read, a lot of people that don't follow wrestling actually watch it, which is fairly surprising. Like girlfriends of people and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like I watched the 1 season on the network. I watch it just for the to get a little bit more character, like to see like Tyson Kidd on it.
Yeah.
Like I do like that it could be used as more character development time, but it's not a necessity. So it's entertaining when seeing the guys on there. But yeah, I haven't watched it since.
I think I watched 1 episode of Total Divas, and it was stupid reality show bullshit, just like you would expect it to be. But there's a lot of pretty girls on that show.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to watch.
And they get away with wearing outfits that they would not necessarily get away with on WWE TV.
Exactly. Is it not rated PG-14?
Oh, I think they can basically do whatever they want because they're on E. They have no affiliation. They don't have to worry about anything with the WWE. Like they drop F-bombs and they just bleep it out. I think they've been naked and they just blur it out.
Also, I wrote down, I don't think any of the commentators actually called any moves during this match.
Nope.
And if the Matadors had to go over, I'm glad it was the Bull going over Natty.
Yeah.
Because that can play into the Tyson loves himself, not really loving Natty gimmick.
Well,
and
go ahead.
It doesn't really hurt either of the tag teams.
You can talk about the Tyson loves himself. He's not really into Natty gimmick or whatever, but what the fuck is this? Like, he's been kind of ignoring her, treating her like shit for 3 or 4 months now, and there has been no development. We're still at step 1.
Yeah, I like that they're giving him a gimmick. Like, I think NXT and Total Divas really refreshed his character. But the thing is, they're kind of at a crossroads right now because we know they're married. Like, that's not a secret.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to make them split up because we know they're married. I think it's a rare instance of them trying to not insult our intelligence, but because of that, there's no real payoff to this.
No.
It's like they're just at a standstill.
Which I find extremely annoying.
It is annoying, but then would you rather them have them split up and be like, what the heck? They're still married. We know they are.
Yeah, but I don't ever look at it as, well, I know this in real life, so it should be like this on TV. Like, I look at it as completely different things.
Oh, I agree completely. You think it's like Ted DiBiase and Virgil.
Fuck Virgil.
When you finally want Virgil, or even more recently, the Miz and Mizdow. You just finally want him to stand up to him.
Yeah,
it's just not happening.
Yeah, but we're at least getting close to where Mizdow he'll go face to face with him and give him like I'm about to tear your shit apart, and then something will happen.
Right. I'm talking about Tyson and Natty though.
Yeah,
it's just not to that point. Ever.
No, but it's never going to get to that point if they don't do something with it. If they don't let him put the other foot in front,
What really can you do?
Just do more. Have Natty be like, hey. Have Natty be like, what the fuck, man? Like, you treat me like shit all the time. And him be like, no, I don't really think I do. And then she can go out of her way to be like, no, you totally do. And eventually, Natty winds up with someone else.
Here's what I think they're going to do.
Tell me.
Just popped in my head. Natty is going to start confessing to Cesaro. And Cesaro is going to steal her from Tyson.
That would be tops, dude. I'm down for that.
So Tyson would still play the heel. Cesaro gets his face turned, being the you know, like stand up for yourself, because you don't want Cesaro, because you can't have Tyson be the babyface in that role.
No.
He would kind of deserve that. So you would have Cesaro being like, you know, Natty, you're a great woman, blah, blah, blah. You know, stand up for yourself. And then, you know, so maybe not necessarily like have her go with Cesaro in a romantic way, but in more of a supporting way. Yeah. Because any guy steals some other guy's girl, that's a dick move, no matter how you slice it. But
I think people would cheer for Cesaro if he got her out of the bad situation. But you said like you can't have Tyson be the babyface in that scenario, because like I just thought about what kind of message would that send? Like and in this day and age, it's like empowering women, everything. That's all very important right now, which is like all well and good. But if you have this going on and then a woman finally stands up for herself and she's in the right, but then just gets booed mercilessly and becomes a heel, that would be fucking hilarious. It's like, what are you doing standing up for yourself? He's not that bad. He hits you on Monday. Whatever.
It's kind of like the Chris Jericho and Christian feud when Trish turned heel.
Yeah.
Like,
what the
fuck? She had the right to, because Jericho was like using her for a while, and then Jericho got feelings or whatever, but whatever.
He got his
hopefully that's where they go.
He got his poor Canadian heart broken. By a Canadian.
Yes, exactly.
And his best Canadian friend turned his back on him.
Yeah, and then Chris Benoit killed his family.
Who is also Canadian. If there's anything you've learned from Raw Talks this week, it's that you don't trust Canadians.
Absolutely not.
Rusev versus Swagger.
Hold on. We got Kane walking in the Bad News Barrett.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote down that Kane told Bad News Barrett that he was kind of ribbing him for saying, oh, he held onto the belt for more than 72 hours. That's great. I was expecting Barrett to say something along the lines of, well, didn't Kane only hold the WWE title for 24 hours?
Yeah.
Opportunity missed.
Well, that's almost 20 years old at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, it still would have been nice.
It would have hit home with me and you, but the kids in the crowd would have been like, what?
Yeah.
But Kane won the belt?
But then, so?
Yeah, I know.
That drives YouTube views up.
I'm with you. Speaking of YouTube views.
It's freelancewrestling.com.
Dude, I was doing a podcast the other night, and he just texted me. He had no idea I was doing a podcast. Chris Castro texted me, freelancewrestling.com.
That's tremendous.
Which is one of my favorite things. I hope I keep getting those because those are fantastic.
Yes. Okay, now on to the next match.
Yeah, we got Rusev versus Swagger. For no other reason other than to have Rusev on screen without having him give away any contact with Cena.
Yes. Well,
but what'd you think here?
I wrote down. I'm glad to see the corner turnbuckle. The quality seems to have improved a little bit. I don't know if that's just me. Did anyone else in the chat notice that?
What do you mean?
You know that corner camera that they've been using?
Yeah.
The quality for the longest time looked like dog piss. It looked like in that match I noticed that it was a little bit better, but that may have just been me.
Oh, did they show a replay from that camera?
They did at one point. They had a I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was that camera, and I was like, oh shit, the quality looks better.
Okay, I totally missed that, but yeah, that'll be good if they fix the quality on there, because I don't think there's any excuse for why it looks so terrible.
Oh no, not at all. Well, I guess maybe the size of it. Maybe they're just using a GoPro.
Dude, GoPros look great.
Do they? I don't know.
They look great. They shoot 1080p HD.
Oh, okay. So no excuse.
No, they didn't. But go ahead.
That I really like how Swagger constantly tries to get guys in the ankle lock.
Yeah, at all times.
That puts it over so well.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten so good at it too.
Yeah,
just has. That's what he bases his strategy on, and that's what wrestling should be. He knows if he does this, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys fighting out of it know if they get in it, it's done. Like, that's how you put over a hold in the smallest way possible. And I anytime he does that, Rusev went for the super kick and Swagger caught it and he went for it, and Rusev fought out of it. Like, I love that shit. That's storytelling right there.
Do you remember, I think it was Backlash 2005. It was after Yeah, it had to be Backlash because it was after Batista beat Triple H for the world title at WrestleMania 21. They built the whole rematch on the pedigree. Do you remember that?
Okay. You know, I probably saw it, but I don't remember.
The whole rematch was built on Batista has the title now, and Triple H is like, you got out of that match because I didn't hit you with the pedigree. The pedigree is one of the most devastating finishing moves, and if I hit you with the pedigree one time, the whole thing was built on that finishing move, which was kind of cool. But,
yeah, absolutely. Because it made the match story much different than their last one.
Yeah, and it let you know, like, right off the bat, Batista, like, he's a big brute, and we've seen he can beat Triple H clean, but he better mind his P's and Q's because one mistake, there's that pedigree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's storytelling, ladies and gentlemen.
They addressed where Lana has been. Did you hear what they said?
Yeah, because of she's upset or something like that.
Michael Cole was like, rumor is Lana isn't around because there's a rift forming between Lana and Rusev over Lana giving Cena the match.
Okay. I don't buy it, but I'll run it.
Yeah. Coulter says the pedigree is fucking dog food, which is kind of true.
Yeah. I work at Petco. It is.
Shout out to Petco. Rest in peace, boo-boo.
Also, the reason why Lana isn't there, isn't she filming a movie?
That's the word on the street. But maybe there also is a rift.
Maybe.
I wrote down that I think these guys were kind of off tonight. They were not gelling.
Right.
There was a couple things I thought looked kind of sloppy. They were rushing a couple things. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't their best. But I wrote down that I think Lana adds a lot to Rusev.
Absolutely.
Not having Lana around, it makes Rusev, in my opinion, a lot less interesting because you don't have her out there cheering him on. You don't have her before the match basically making you hate Rusev.
Right.
Because if they don't give you a reason to hate Rusev, you won't. He's big and fucking cool. He throws dudes through the air. He's got a cool finishing move, and he always fucking wins. Like
he doesn't break the rules. So
yeah. Without a reason to hate him, we wouldn't.
I do like whenever he did the accolade on the table. I wrote that he did that on top of the table because it hurts more, clearly.
Yeah.
But they put over the fact that he's really going to hurt John Cena because Lana is the one normally telling him to stop.
Yes, I like that.
That's cool. However, I think Rusev is going to, possible spoiler warning, people, this is my prediction. Rusev is going to lose at WrestleMania because Lana is going to tell him to do the accolade and he's not going to listen.
See, now I didn't think about that. I've got into this match expecting 100% Rusev to lose, but I didn't think about it could be that detail of the classic. It's like when Heyman turned on Lesnar.
Right.
Heyman was coaching Lesnar, do this, do this, do this, and it got to a point where Lesnar was just like, no, I can handle it. And then Heyman, like, he turned on Lesnar with Big Show because he knew he could coach Big Show, and Big Show is big enough to take out Lesnar.
Right.
So it's similar to that in that the one guy doesn't listen and if he pays for it.
Yeah, but now Rusev sees how much damage he can do without Lana.
Yeah.
So now that when she's telling him what to do, and why would he listen when he knows how much destruction? That's what I think. I mean, I could be completely wrong.
For the Dan-Dans who are just tuning in right now, the artist formerly known as Mike Charles is not here tonight because he had some shit to take care of. So I'm joined by Steve Schneider, a.k.a. Fokelin.
Yo,
At
this
Fokelin
is random. Why is this happening?
I'm just watching the numbers go up and down, and I figure if people are coming in right now and they see me talking to no one, I'm not talking to no one. You're on the bottom of my screen.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
And we're going to figure this out to where when we do this again, you will be on the screen with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So John Cena comes out because Rusev is about to pop Swagger's head like a cherry tomato.
Yes.
I had to take a sip of lemonade. Tell me about this.
It was nice seeing John Cena make the save because he doesn't normally make the saves. Which I don't know why him and Swagger are BFFs now. So it was kind of random why Super Cena saves the day.
I think it was unrelated to Swagger. I think it was just Cena. I think if he and Swagger were friends, he would have come out sooner. He was kind of just like, he's kind of tiring his arms out. Let's go get him now.
Did his music play?
I believe it did.
That's because of the foot gimmick.
It's got that Titantron Live shit going on, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whoa, big news, breaking news. System says Steve is greater than the artist.
Whoa.
Rumor is there's a rift forming between the artist and Folkler. So Rusev and Cena get into it. And Cena, he's hitting him with this and that. Eventually, Rusev takes control. He murders him. He throws him, like, head first into the barricade outside. And I don't know if anybody else heard this, but there was a guy he went, "You killed him!" Oh, my God, why'd you kill him? And I was laughing so hard. I thought that was fantastic. So, Rusev ends up putting Cena in the Accolade on top of the announcer's table.
Because it hurts more.
Yeah, so he's got him there, and he's cranking the shit out of it. All these referees are trying to stop it. We can see Booker T in frame looking at it going like, oh, he's hurt. Oh, man. John
Like,
Cena's out. This is bad. Why wouldn't Booker reach over and help?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I could understand, like, Michael Cole wouldn't, because if he even gets near Rusev, he'll die. But
Right,
Booker can at least, like, cover up. Like, he's a former wrestler.
That would put it over so much more.
I don't. That was kind of dumb. And you could tell they got yelled at in the headphones because they went from, like, guys, Cena's out.
Right.
Guys, Cena's out. And then all of a sudden, for the love of God, break the hold, man.
Exactly,
Like, Vince had to be like, dude, can you show some expression at all here? Like, this is really bad.
Sell the angle.
Yeah, big time. This was brutal. I liked it.
It was intense. Now there's odds for Cena to overcome.
Yeah.
Which was inevitable. I'm not going to say I'm sold on this storyline, this match. I do like that Cena all of a sudden cares about the United States title. And he wants to bring prestige back to it.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is the guy that made the United States title a spinner.
Hey, man. It had so many diamonds in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, prestige. I got you.
I'm not going to lie, dude. Back when he first brought around that spinner U.S. title, I was like, I fucking need one of those.
I hated it.
I loved it back then, dude. Back then, I was in.
That's why you and I aren't friends.
I was just telling the artist the other day because he just started watching it like 2 years ago. I was explaining to him when Cena went away to make the original Marine. He was like, oh, how did they answer for that on screen? I was like, okay, well, John Cena had the U.S. title, and he lost it to a guy named Carlito. And he goes, oh, he lost and then just disappeared? I was like, no, actually, the Mexican bodyguard Jesus stabbed John Cena. He stabbed him in the kidney.
It's so stupid because clearly there was no scar.
No, not at all.
But let's move on.
It's funny that he got stabbed, though.
Oh, absolutely.
We've got Bray Wyatt in the ring.
Which I love how he came out. He had a custom nameplate.
I was going to bring that up. He's the only guy who gets his own graphics on the screen.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
I'd love to see that a continuing thing to establish guys' characters a little bit more.
I do agree with that, but devil's advocate, if everyone has one, then it's not
special.
Yeah, then it's nothing.
But why Bray Wyatt?
Because he's the fucking man.
No. Even with the visual guy?
I think I think Bray gets it because nobody else has an entrance that is completely like monochromatic, black and white only. You know, if it was black and white only in the arena, and then this big red and silver like name bar comes up, it's just like
Oh yeah, it does. I guess it does flow nicely. You're right.
Yeah, the delivery of this promo I thought was fantastic because Bray is really good.
This is where I wrote down. It's 2015. Why are people still chanting what?
Yeah, I didn't hear them. I didn't hear them whatting Wyatt, but I might not have been paying attention very closely to the crowd.
Yeah.
But you know what I did, though? I did write down, this is the first time Bray has ever been drowned out. I don't think, like, whether he was feuding with Cena or Jericho, I don't think Bray has ever been saying his spiel and the crowd is chanting, like, let's go Jericho, or we want Cena. Like, they were chanting Undertaker over him. I don't think he's ever had to deal with that before.
No, and I don't think it has to do with the fact, well, because Bray Wyatt's awesome, and everyone loves him. Mm-hmm. But I think the reason why people are chanting Undertaker is because they want to see the Undertaker. Mm-hmm. They want to say they were there when the Undertaker came back. I don't think it has anything to do with, oh, why, this promo sucks or anything like that.
Yeah.
but it's because Taker's a special attraction, and they were hoping to be like, "Oh my God, he came."
How do you feel about Taker? He's not going to show up until WrestleMania.
Yeah, why would he?
I wanted to see if you thought that was good or if you thought that was bad.
Oh, sorry. It's not like this is the first time they've done that.
Mm-hmm. Well, when have they done that before?
Oh man, WrestleMania 20 comes to mind immediately.
Yeah, I guess so. But, well, he had a major character change at that point. That's when he abandoned the badass.
That's right. You're right.
So he had to be off TV to grow his hair out and shit.
You're right. I feel like he did that with a Triple H match. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But, I mean, it's expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he was on TV a lot before those times anyway. But, I mean, it makes it a special attraction.
It does.
I have a buddy who's a huge Undertaker fan. You know, maybe he wouldn't order WrestleMania because he wants to see what Undertaker looks like these days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now you keep him off TV. Now he definitely wants to see Undertaker because there's a special you know, he's a special attraction.
Yeah. There's they started doing these effects during his promo, like the thunder clapping and the lights going off. I thought these effects during his promo were fucking cool.
I think that's supposed to be the Undertaker being mad.
Yeah, I think it was too, and that's how I took it. But I think it was really goddamn cool.
Oh yeah, it was totally awesome.
Anybody
else cutting the promo, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it was because of the effects, and I think it was also because the crowd was chanting over him. He went from doing his normal Bray Wyatt like delivery to like a yelling and a screaming that I don't think we've ever heard from him before.
Well, not to this capacity, at least. Yeah. I noticed he was actually sweating.
He was, and I thought it was
going
great.
All out, which is awesome.
The issue I have with this, though, is I feel like there's no direction to this feud at all. Like, they started it out with Bray being like, oh, he's gone. We'll never see him again. I want to see him again. So it seemed like he wanted to resurrect The Undertaker. He wanted to establish the dead man as being back because that's what he knew when he was younger. But now it's to the point of just like, oh, I'm going to bring The Undertaker back from the dead to kill him. Like, if he's dead, just leave him alone.
Well, I think it has something to do with now the fact that Bray knows he's got Taker's ear.
Yeah.
Now, Bray was upset that Taker was able to be beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Now Bray realizes, look, if I beat this monster, this guy, you know, that'll make me even better than him. And, you know, I would love to see them feud after this. It's highly unlikely, but that'd be even better. Like, what if Bray wins at WrestleMania and then, you know, goes into that denial stage that you and I were talking about?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, oh, my God, you know, that you were a monster. And then Taker eventually, you know, gets his win back, showing that even though Taker was beaten, he's still a monster when he can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you can't have the heel completely win the feud if they're going to feud.
No.
But it shows that there's room for more than one monster in the WWE.
I get that, but it's, to me, at the same time, there's just the whole thing of, like, he was saying, The Undertaker, you got beat. You're no longer the face of fear. I'm the face of fear. Right. And now, like, it's evolved into, well, I'm going to prove I'm the face of fear. Like, I talk about it every week. I don't want to drown it any more than I already have, but
maybe these mind games are getting to Wyatt.
He started it.
I know, but maybe he can't. Maybe he took on the biggest bully in the school and realized, oh shit! Now that it's happening to me, this is terrifying.
To me, though, that just makes Wyatt look more foolish than it does make The Undertaker look back. You know?
Yeah. But I'm just saying. I'm just trying to put two and two together. Maybe that's why there's a character change.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't explained that, but that would be an easy cover-up as to why the change in tone, so to speak.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? But let's move on. We got Kid and Natty backstage, and, you know, Tyson Kidd really loves some chicken fries.
Also, real quick, the way Bray ended the promo totally looked like he was going to do a spin-a-rooney. Oh, he got down to one knee and shook his head and held his arm out.
Yeah.
It looked completely bizarre.
And but wait, before we move on, though, one other thing I wrote down that I want to touch on is we went from Bray cutting this like bone-chilling promo. The Undertaker is like sending thunder and lightning down. And then like we see the photo for Ziggler versus Bryan, and Cole is just like, you can vote on the app. Like, Cole could not have sounded more bored with this riveting promo that we just saw, and I really felt like it took away from the segment.
I don't know. Also, I forgot that I wrote down. I really hope that they play into the fact that it's going to be the urn versus the lantern, even if it's something as simple as a pre-match graphic.
What they should form a tag team, and their team name should be Lant Urn.
Ah! Get out of here!
Okay, we got Kid eating chicken fried.
Yeah, that was.
I thought it was funny.
I don't even know what to say about it.
If they're gonna hit us with product placement, I at least appreciate that they make a funny skit out of it.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Rock and Mick Foley skit they did once, where the Rock was sitting there on his cell phone with his hand up to his ear, and Mick was talking to him, and the Rock was responding to the phone call. Do you remember that?
Loosely. That it's been done a million times in a million different things, but
what is there to say? It was literally just a plug.
Do you remember the Chef Boyardee commercials that Mick Foley did back in the day?
Yes.
I remember one where they were on like a snow hill and they were going to go snowboarding, and the Hardys and Lita were there. And I think they like gave some guy a bowl of fucking spaghetti, a bowl of weed. No, it was like SpaghettiOs and meatballs or whatever, and then I think the guy like fell down a hill. I don't really remember. I love Coulter in the chat. Vote on the app. I don't give a shit. So yeah, moving on from this stupid little product placement, we got Bryan versus Ziggler in a match that these guys campaigned for at WrestleMania.
I did notice that this was their you're not getting the WrestleMania match, so have it on the Go Home Raw.
Well, it looked like from what I saw, they showed highlights from SmackDown. I think they did this on SmackDown as well.
That's what I think they said. Yeah, I didn't catch SmackDown. Can we get some confirmation from the chat room? Did that happen on SmackDown?
From the chat room.
Well, whatever. Did you hear my text tone?
No, I didn't. What is it?
It's the AIM sound.
Why do you have that?
What?
Why do you have that?
Because I'm nostalgic as shit.
Are you nostalgic or are you just an old man?
Well, no, I'm nostalgic because whenever it goes off, like at work, kids are like, what was that?
Why are you trying to impress all the kids?
Yeah, like back in my day, we had to lie about who we were talking to on the computer.
We didn't have those damn Raw talks every Monday after Raw.
Right, on the 6'6" Entertainment. Just to let you know, chat, the video is going 1 hour and 51 minutes, and it did happen on SmackDown.
Okay, I like it. 1 hour and 51 minutes, what?
Well, I'm sorry, 51 seconds.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we went from making good time, and now we're going a little long.
Well, that's I got caught up.
No, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Ziggler's top rope facebuster never works.
I wrote down, was that supposed to be an X Factor?
He always does that. He runs up top. He tries to do the sit-out facebuster, a.k.a. the X Factor, and it never works. He either falls wrong or the guy lands up on his fucking head. He needs to take that move out of his arsenal.
That's a huge bump to take.
It is.
But, I mean, then I wrote, if that was an X Factor, is Dolph Ziggler's gimmick, he's a huge Degeneration X fan?
Yeah, he does the super kick. He's using the X Factor. He always sets himself up for a power bomb that never works.
And a Famouser?
Oh, dude, I forgot about the Famouser. Where's the pump handle slam action? We need some pump handle slam going on.
Like, just a tongue-in-cheek joke. Like, this guy's in denial over DX and just never mentions it.
Isn't that just kind of the Young Bucks?
Kind of, yeah.
But the Young Bucks are fantastic. I'm not talking shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention, I did write down, we completely missed the Diesel thing.
Yeah.
Was his gimmick, was he a truck driver or was he the Mack truck?
No, he was a man.
Okay, but Shawn Michaels said, this guy's a Mack truck.
I think that was just the reason why he was nicknamed Diesel.
Okay, all right. And I'm surprised that he's being put in as Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Not Diesel. And I looked up, and they keep saying longest reigning champion. He was champion for 358 days.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I'm bad with these notes here because I keep checking the chat and then I go back to my notes.
Yeah.
I wrote down it's been a dead crowd for the opening of the match because they're not sure who to cheer for because it's face versus face.
Yeah.
Especially with the chaining. So to get out of that, they went to the brawling, and that kind of excited the fans, which I was glad to see.
Yeah. You would hate to see a match like this with two guys who are really good and the crowd just shits on it.
Exactly, because I feel like this was kind of their, okay, this is your time to shine moment, kind of like with Stardust and Goldust, and then the crowd just doesn't care.
Yeah, at all.
So at least they played around that. They knew that they didn't have the crowd, so they started that. And I was hoping for that super face buster, they were going to use that turnbuckle cam, but nope.
Well, if they used that turnbuckle cam, you would have been like looking right up Daniel Bryan's butthole.
Well, they could have cut it so then it would have just jumped to when they were falling.
Cut his butthole?
No, that's an S-spot.
Dude, Dean was counting so fast. As a guy who's in there like 5 nights a week, you gotta know how fast to count. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, he's unstable, bro.
Dude, he's way too edgy.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see his hair?
Oh, dude, is this all wet? I wrote down why when Dolph finally wins, why does it have to be at the expense of the other guy that the internet always wants to win?
Right?
Like, they finally let, like, internet, like, boy number 2 get a win, but it has to be over internet boy number 1. Like, they're doing that shit on purpose, man. They have to be.
Yeah, I did like that finish out of nowhere.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
I was thinking, like, man, that's going to be a good falls. But no, that was it. I was like, holy shit.
That and, like, when they showed the SmackDown replay and you saw that Dolph went over Bryan, I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. But then when they did the rematch on Raw, it's like, okay, well, here's where Bryan gets even, and Dolph goes over clean again.
Right.
That, to me, was awesome.
Yeah, I think they're probably trying to build Daniel Bryan as the underdog in the match. I think he's winning it.
You think so?
I also thought this was the main event, so I was looking at the time and thinking, like, all right, so they got 15 more minutes. So, yeah, that finish came out of nowhere.
It did. And I like this match. I wish these guys had more time. I wish they were able to do more because they're capable of more. But before we move on to the final segment of the night, I went on the WWE website and I looked at, they had a vote going at the bottom. Who were fans more excited to see at WrestleMania, Sting or The Undertaker?
Right.
And out of 19,725 votes at the time, Sting has 61% of the vote.
Wow.
Which is very, very cool. As an old school Sting fan, I'm glad to see how warm of a reception he's gotten from today's crowd.
Yeah, he deserves it. I mean, the rumor was he didn't come to WWE right away because he was worried about how he'd be handled. And now he's getting the huge star treatment, and people are loving it. You know?
Yeah, which I'm a big fan of. He's getting this huge star treatment, and it wasn't even the... They kind of made him look like a WCW guy at first, but now, right from his mouth tonight, he said, I'm not here to fight for WCW. And his exact words were, it would be ridiculous at this point.
That's tremendous.
Which I thought was really funny. So he's telling everyone, like, look, guys, I'm not here for... the enemy. I'm here because Triple H is our enemy, and we need to fix this.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, I wrote some notes down about the slobber knocker after the singles match.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7-man ladder match.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd, both literally and figuratively.
Ooh.
I think Goldust is going to take out Stardust during the match, kind of even it up, and then they get their blow-off at the next pay-per-view.
You think so?
It's possible. It doesn't seem like the feud's over from what I've been hearing.
To me, it seems like it's over just because they fucking shit-canned it. Like, it's gone.
But there still needs to be a payoff.
Does there, though? Like, they do that all the time.
Well, with Goldust, rumor has that he's trying to retire soon, and they're playing into this Cody gimmick. What better way for Goldust to get back at Cody than to take him out of the title match?
I'd like to see it go your way. I just don't know that it will.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. But, like, it makes more sense to. That's probably why it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand. And then Ambrose and Stardust went off the ladder. Like, the dude...
Harper.
What?
Harper,
yeah, I couldn't remember his name. Harper knocked over the ladder, and they came down on the second rope.
Mm-hmm.
That could have killed them. Is that too soon? That joke?
I think it is a little too soon.
You guys get it? You chat guys get it? Because Rey Mysterio killed a guy?
Come on now. Rey Mysterio did not kill anyone.
Intentionally. He said to him before the match, I'm going to kill you before this. Viva la Raza. Say hi to Eddie in hell.
I hope your mother and father are sitting in the crowd, and you better fucking say goodbye to them, because this is the last 619 you'll ever take. Oh, man. If hell was real, I'd go there. But it's not, so I won't. So we've got... Are we done talking about the slobber knocker?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I liked it because I didn't write down shit about it, but it happened, so I should have written down something.
Right.
So we're moving on to the main event now. Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, of course. And people do not want Paul Heyman.
Nope.
At all. Which I think shows you the level of respect that he carries, not only with like the hardcore / internet fan, but with just everyone who is there.
Yep.
They let him talk.
Heyman could sell ice to an Eskimo.
He could sell ketchup to a man in white gloves. Let's keep going. Let's do more.
He could sell TNA tickets.
He could sell during a John Cena match.
Yeah.
That was a bad one?
He could sell, or John Cena could sell? I don't quite get it.
See, now I should have explained it, like Heyman is outside the ring basically just Mizdowing every move.
Okay.
For whatever reason, I thought you'd be on the same page with me there.
I'm sorry.
But there was big boos tonight for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar has a shitty beard.
Oh, well, it's shitty right now, but...
Oh, yeah, he definitely is a good beard boy.
Yeah, he's a great beard dad when the time is right.
Oh, yeah. Lesnar should have a shirt that says, you can't, you won't.
Ooh, that's fantastic.
And then if Reigns wins, have a new t-shirt that says, I can, I did.
This is a lot of t-shirts.
Hey, what am I doing? Trying to make this company money? Is that what this is all about?
It costs money to print those shirts, though. And if you make Lesnar a shirt just for 4 days, you've got a lot of shirts in the warehouse.
make the you can't, you won't a WrestleMania exclusive.
Wow. You might be onto something there.
They did that with the CM Punk Best in the World shirt. They had the back of the shirt. They had the variant that had the date and the location.
Was that a variant? I thought they all had that.
Nope. If you were there, you had the date and the location.
How many people do you think scalped those on eBay for big bucks?
They sold out that day.
Yeah.
That's what I was told. Rain, I will not tell Brock he has a shitty beard.
I don't think anyone will.
My arms.
I don't think anyone's going to do that.
Yeah, and I wrote down when Paul Heyman was talking about how the only way you'll get the titles is if you break into Brock's house and steal his wife. Brock kind of had this look on his face like, hold up, Paul. What's he going to do with my wife? And then once Paul got around to it, Brock kind of said like, yeah, I get what you mean now.
Yeah, now I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I didn't follow that at all until he got to that.
Do you think if Roman Reigns did break in, he'd eat a Sable Bomb?
I don't know, man. That's hard to say.
I mean, she's getting up there, but...
Absolutely. Possible.
I did Google Brock Lesnar beard, and I got to tell you, I'm looking at a pretty good beard here.
Absolutely. I wrote down, love that Roman Reigns refused to give high fives to fans. He only fist bumps, which I think is about as detailed of character development we'll ever get with him.
Why do you think he only does fist bumps? Do you think he's a germaphobe? You think he's a germaphobe?
That's a possibility. I think Rhino's a germaphobe because when I met him, I went to shake his hand and he refused to do it. He did the fist bump.
There's a lot of people who do that.
Yeah, and it's for that reason. But, I think if he was a germaphobe, they wouldn't make him go through the crowd.
I think they would as a rib.
That's possible, yeah.
I read an interview with Jared Leto one time where he doesn't... It's not that he thinks all people are dirty or anything. He's just a little bit of a germaphobe. And he said that he would meet people and he would shake their hand and immediately try to wash his hands.
Yeah, I had an old guy shake my hand at work the other day. And keep in mind, I work with animals every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately went and sanitize my hands. Like, I don't do that after handling guinea pigs or anything like that, but touching this random old guy's hand, I was like, ugh.
What Jared Leto said he would do is he would wash their hand and try to wash it. I almost said shave it. What the fuck? He would wash his hands. Then he moved over to the bump so he didn't have to touch their hand. And then eventually he just got to the point where people would walk up to him and he would just give them a bow because he didn't want to have to touch them at all.
Tremendous.
Coulter wants you to tell me that I have a shitty beard.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he said, oh yeah, he did. You tell me. I don't think he wants me to. I think he wants Rain.
Why does he want Rain to?
Because Rain said you tell Brock he has a shitty beard, so I think Coulter, you tell Ian he has a shitty beard. That's what I think. I don't know.
Either way.
Roman Reigns still wearing the stupid colored contacts. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I noticed that on day one, and I was just kind of confused at first, because just looking at him, you can tell he does not have gray eyes.
No, there's even promo pictures where he's got dark brown eyes. Let me pull one up and show you.
Rain Gaming is saying, a group of multiple people of at least average intelligence converse with each other for hours over what the final confrontation before WrestleMania should be. And this is what they came up with.
Yeah, what a weird ending.
Not only was it a weird ending, it might be one of the worst fucking endings to Raw I've ever seen in my life. On the go home to WrestleMania.
Unbelievable.
The go home to WrestleMania was basically like, I have this marker. And the other guy's like, I want this marker. And I'm like, I don't want you to have it. And then it's over.
Right. And then it's weird because recently have all wrestlers forgotten how title changes work, and do they just think that they need, possession of it?
It's Roman Reigns takes the belt, and Lesnar's like, "How did he win that?"
Yeah.
Reigns says that ending was embarrassing. Two little kids playing tug of war with the belt. No audio, verbal, or physical confrontation at all. And he's right. It was absolutely terrible. It was garbage.
I think you can't have the physical confrontation because that would kind of, you want that to be a big spectacle. This is the first time they'll ever be in the ring together, fighting. So you don't want to give anything like that away. But I do think they were trying to take, to deliver the message of, look, Roman Reigns just took the bone from the dog's mouth. That's something no one has ever done before. I think that's what they were trying to get across.
There's that, but I don't know. I didn't buy it at all. And judging by the millions of people in our chat, I don't think they were buying it either.
Yeah, me neither. I thought it was really lame, and I really don't understand the color contacts.
You can't let those contacts get out, can you?
Well, I just sent you the picture on Facebook because it wouldn't let me do it on the chat. He clearly has dark brown eyes.
He does. Yeah, it's not even up for debate.
And then, out of nowhere, they're just it almost looks like they're trying to transition him to blue eyes, which makes you think they're trying to turn him into a literal blue eye. But it's not even like Rey Mysterio or anything like that, where it was obvious. That's good, Rain, by the way, to send everybody to pull them apart. I don't think we've had a good pull apart in a long time. That would have been much better. Good call.
Yeah.
It's not like Rey Mysterio how he had white contacts, red contacts.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to pass these off as legit eyes, and it's for no reason. They haven't said anything.
Maybe it's an attractive thing. They want the girls to be into Roman Reigns. Oh, he's got these pretty gray eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hear you.
Because there's that.
But then, at what point are you selling him? Are you selling him to the girls or to the guys?
I think that's selling him to the girls. I think selling him to the guys is the theme music, the flak jacket. I think that his gear is for the guys, but I think they're trying to do the wet hair and the gray eyes for the girls. I don't know. It's what the fuck are we talking about this for?
Because it doesn't make any sense. This is not how you handle a main eventer.
No.
I do think Brock Lesnar signed a new deal, and I think he's going to walk out Mania as champion.
You think so?
I think so, and I think this is going to set up to WrestleMania 32 where Roman Reigns gets his revenge.
I don't think there's a chance in hell Lesnar keeps the title for another whole year.
I think so.
We should make a bet right now.
I'm not a betting man.
I'm a betting man, big time.
What do we bet on this?
Let's bet. Next time you're in town, we'll bet a pizza.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
Boom.
I think Lesnar wins.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns eventually becomes the United States champion. Give people a year to warm up to him.
Yeah.
Give him a year redemption, so to speak. Don't even have him in the main event scene, but have him win the Rumble when no one thinks he will. You know, like, I don't want it to, but I can see this happening. You know, like, have a shoe-in to win, but have Roman Reigns win. Then it's like, oh shit, this is a rematch from last year.
Yeah.
We didn't think we were getting this again. Like, his focus is defending the United States title.
I don't think there's a chance in hell this happens. I think this is fantasy booking to the nth degree. This is never going to happen, not even close. Roman Reigns walks out with the title at WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. I think Lesnar may have his number. Because if for all else, despite Punk to beat his record.
They don't give a shit about Punk.
They give a shit about the trivial things like that. Yes, they do.
I don't think it would let that. I don't think their grudge against Punk would get in the way of how they're booking the main event of WrestleMania.
Well, if Lesnar signed a new deal, maybe it would.
I don't know.
Because they can get away with it. Because it's not like it's a going on and on with you know how Punk was here like every day when he was champion.
Yeah.
By the way, I just saw your 6'6" handshake. I shook on it.
Okay, good.
Brock's only here like what, 12 times a year? That's an easy way to break the record.
I don't even think that's going through their mind as breaking Punk's record.
They did it when Brock was the youngest champion. They immediately gave it to Orton.
I don't think that was a stab at Brock. I think that was a stab at Orton was hot and they gave it to him.
And was Orton hot back then?
I think so. I was into it.
Okay, I don't remember. I don't recall. I mean, from what I hear, from what I gather, WWE is a very spiteful place.
I don't even think that's up for debate. I think you're definitely right about that, but I don't think it's going to factor into how this plays out.
Yeah, but then what's next for Reigns?
What's next for Reigns?
If he wins the title.
If Wyatt beats Undertaker, Reigns and Wyatt.
I like that.
If he could face the winner of the Orton versus Rollins feud. I think there's a lot of directions they could go with it.
Yeah, I guess I forgot Rollins has the briefcase.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that too because it's been so goddamn long.
Right.
Sam Fricke says, it's happening or I'm not a boy.
Okay. Wow. So, I think we call tonight. We've gone 121 minutes.
I'm into it, dog.
I hope we entertained you guys without the artist.
Thanks for coming in short notice and filling the artist's hole. I'm gonna text him and say, dude, Steve filled your hole and he filled it good. I imagine him text me back going like, I felt it.
Probably perfect.
Thanks for watching. He probably is burping. The bloat lives. Thanks for watching Dan Dan's. We do this every Monday right after Raw. Steve Schneider is going to be with us again down the line at Folkland on Twitter. You should be following him there. He's the official community manager, even though he doesn't like that title of this show.
You guys come up with a new name.
We'll come up with one. You guys got to come up with what Steve's official name is here. Wednesdays, 616 Entertainment Podcast goes up. On Fridays, we're doing Let's Plays now. This week is WWE 2K15, and it's a really good one. You're going to enjoy it. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining everyone that watches this on another date, not live. Which I gather people do that.
Yeah, way more people.
So if you're watching this not live, I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. You know what I appreciate?
What?
The official outro. Bye-bye, Dan Dans.
Hey, Mike, make sure everyone has brown gloves. Does everyone have brown gloves? No, dude.